Ryan Jarrell here for All Access MMA, and Jason Witt is our next guest, and you can see him fight March the 13th at UFC Vegas 21 when he meets Matthew Semelsberger. Jason, how are you?
Doing very well, man. Doing good. Just finishing up training camp a little bit, kind of tapering off a little bit this week, and enjoying the process. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. I look a little jealous to where you're at right now. It looks pretty warm. What's the weather like?
I'm in Kansas City, Missouri. Actually, Overland Park, Kansas, but close enough. Actually, today it's pretty nice. It's I think like 60, 62, 63, so not terrible. A little chilly, but nothing terrible. It was -9 like 2 weeks ago, so that's some Midwest weather for you. It goes from -9 to 60 degrees in the matter of a week, which is crazy.
I'm used to that. I'm up in New England, so it's about 10 degrees today. It was 50 degrees yesterday, so same boat.
Yeah, I mean, how do you dress for that? You just wear like multiple layers of clothing all day long?
There you go, and you just peel off what you need when it warms up.
It sounds terrible. Yeah, I understand that. I completely understand that.
Well, let's talk about life for you, man. It's been a little while since we've seen you compete. October of 2020, you got that submission win over Cole Williams. What has life been like for you since? Have you just been basically staying in the gym training?
Yeah, man, that's what I always do. Like, win, lose, or draw, whatever it is, I'm always in the gym training. I'm always trying to improve my game. Life's been busy, but in a good way. I love training, and I'm always trying to get better. But that's pretty much what I do 24/7.
You know, you lost your UFC debut. I gotta wonder, like, how much pressure you felt to come in and not just win impressively in your second fight, but to get a finish, which you did. Did you feel that added pressure?
Not really. I'm not a person that believes like in too much pressure. It was just something that it's kind of one of those things that if it comes, it comes. Like, I knew it was gonna come. I knew my chance was gonna present itself, and I knew I was prepared for that fight, and I took it very seriously, and I trained my ass off for that fight. Very similar to the fight I have coming up. But I knew I didn't have a lot of pressure. Just I knew I was gonna get the win. I knew I had done what I needed to do.
What does it do for your confidence to get that first official UFC win on your record? I got to imagine that makes you feel pretty good.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it kind of validates all the long hours, the long road that I took to get there. And I didn't take the easy road. You know, I've been in this game for a while. I would say I'm definitely a vet in this game, but definitely build your confidence up and kind of just shows that, hey, you belong in the octagon. You belong doing this stuff, and it wasn't just all a waste of time.
Is there any learning lessons that you took from that setback to Takashi Soto, moving forward here?
Preparation's key. Not really, man. It was such a short notice kind of whirlwind of a fight. I think obviously I lost and didn't come out with my best performance, but yeah, I just kind of took away that, hey, this is where I belong. This isn't any different than what I'm used to. You know what I mean? Like fighting on a regional stage still felt very similar to that. It wasn't much different. Obviously the opponents get tougher and the level of the competition goes up. But there's not a lot I could have taken away from that fight. Not a lot I could have taken away from it, but I just kind of work through what had happened and move on from that.
You know, with the pandemic, obviously there's been a boatload of short notice fights, much like that your UFC debut. Are you wanting to have full or semi-full camps here moving forward, or will you jump in and take a short notice fight if the right opportunity presents itself?
Yeah, I've spent most of my career doing short notice fights. I've always taken fights in like 3-4 weeks notice. Fighting is something that kind of gives me the opportunity to take those short notice fights because I don't have to cut much weight to get there. I really enjoy kind of having the 12 weeks to kind of prepare for it and just to have the confidence. And preparation definitely builds confidence in preparing for a fight. But if the money's right, I'll take a short notice fight. If I feel good about the opponent, I feel good about where I'm at in my training and what I've been doing, then I'm definitely down for some short notice fights.
What is that weight cut to welterweight for you? How big do you typically get outside of fights?
I think the highest I've been in a while is probably like 195. So nothing too crazy. I usually walk around like 185, 187, somewhere around there. Yeah, so nothing too crazy. I think when I made my UFC debut, I was walking around like 83, so I was pretty low anyways. I made 170 on 12 hours notice, so it's really nothing too crazy. So I'm not like a huge welterweight. I'm very muscular, but my frame is not like I don't have a very big frame compared to most welterweights.
Is there one food specifically that you kind of have to just not look at or stay away from when you're trying to keep your weight down?
At 70, no. 55, that's a different story. That's kind of why I like fighting at 70, because I can enjoy life. The quality of life is up because I can kind of indulge on the foods I want. I do love me some Minsky pizza. I know you don't know what that is because you're in New England, but Minsky's pizza, a local pizza place, the best pizza in my opinion. I stay away from it like when I'm in camp. But if I do want it, I kind of enjoy it. I kind of not try to beat myself down like with restricting food.
What is Minsky's pizza like? Because that's my vice, pizza. I could eat pizza all day, every day, but I just blow right up. What is it like a deep dish? Is it thin crust? Tell me what it's similar to.
It's a little bit of both. It's fantastically made. It's not. I'm not a thin crust pizza. I love Chicago style pizza, deep dish. I think it's fantastic. I think it's a little bit mixture of both. Like it's not super thin. It's not a deep dish pizza. It's just a little bit mixture of both. And just with great ingredients. And we used to live like walking distance from one. So like after a fight, we would just order it and walk up and get it. So that definitely played a factor in the fact that I really liked it. But it's just delicious pizza, man.
Well, if I ever come to your neck of the woods, man, I'm gonna have to try that out because I am a pizza connoisseur.
Okay. Well, that you got to do. It's Kansas City. You got to eat barbecue too. So my barbecue is Jack Stack. That's my preference. But everybody has a different barbecue preference.
Well, I definitely will have to check that out. Let's talk about what things are like as far as the pandemic goes and things opening back up around your area. Are things back to normal now, or still is there still like some restrictions that you guys have in your area?
Yeah, Kansas City wasn't too crazy. Our restrictions are pretty low at this point, I believe, compared to most places. When the pandemic hit, I'm a personal trainer, so I do personal training, and we were deemed unessential, so I didn't have a job for about 2 months. So what I did was I bought the gym that I was working at, revamped it, rechanged the name of everything. So when everything did open back up, we had a gym to actually work out at. Then I bought a house. Then I fought in the UFC, like all within 2 weeks of each other. So it was a pretty crazy week. It was a pretty crazy month for me. But yeah, the restrictions in Kansas City and Overland Park, they're really not that bad. You have to wear a mask everywhere. In terms of like most stuff, everything's still open. There's no I don't think there's any like curfews or any late night like places that are closing super early. I think everything, if I'm not mistaken, everything in the next couple of weeks is really opening up to the way it was back to normal.
Yeah, which is an amazing thing to hear. How are things going with the new gym? Is it thriving?
Yeah, it's busy. So it's just kind of it's a small personal training studio. We have about 8 or 9 personal trainers underneath me. We got a massage therapist. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I kind of envisioned it for a while. I've been personal for about 5 years now, and to open my own place, it's pretty neat. And kind of just give people a place to come in, nice, clean environment. Most of the trainers wear masks all the time, so it's a nice, safe place, especially with the COVID stuff. But yeah, it's thriving, and I enjoy doing it.
No, that's great to hear. How far is your gym from Glory MMA?
24 minutes.
Okay, so that's still pretty close.
According to Google Maps.
So if the traffic's not too bad, that should be an easy commute.
Yeah, not at all. No. At 5 o'clock at night, that might be a little different story, but no, it's not terrible at all. I drive to Lee Summit twice a day, 5 to 6 days a week, so it gets a little tedious. But throw an audiobook, learn a little bit while you're driving. It's not a bad idea.
There you go. Let's talk about what things have been like at Glory MMA. That gym really is one on the rise. There's so many great fighters that are training there. What has this specific camp been like for you?
Yeah, I mean, the vibe of the gym it's ridiculous. I mean, Krause really kind of preaches on don't be results driven. But to be able to, I was a big part of Julian Marquez's camp. We trained a lot for his fight against Maki, just because I was very similar to Maki. So to see him get that win, and Derek Minner get his win, and just all the fights we have lined up, everybody's really kind of pushing each other to a new level. And we got some new guys coming in too, so we're getting some new looks, and the vibe is just it's intense, and everybody's just putting in a lot of work and working their butts off.
I got to ask you, did Julian have, I guess, that post-fight call out geez, what's her name? The pop
Cyrus,
star. Yeah, yeah.
Cyrus.
Was that planned? Was that orchestrated, or was he like, preparing for that?
Yeah, man, he's super smart in like his self promotions and stuff like that. So he was preparing stuff like that for a while, I believe, and I think he was doing it more for not for like social media fame or whatever. I think he was doing it just to kind of help out like the small business funds and stuff like that. So yeah, he prepares that stuff. He's really smart about that, and he does a good job of that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. What does he like to train with? Because he's a pretty big dude, obviously fighting up a weight class from you. What is he like as a sparring partner?
It's a good partner, man. Very very controlled, very well rounded. Has good boxing, good wrestling. I enjoy training with him because he is bigger than I am, and so I get that. Like I said, I'm not a huge welterweight, so I get the atmosphere of what a bigger guy kind of it is like to fight a bigger guy. So it helps me out a lot, helps him out a lot. It's really fun to train. He's a very goofy guy at the same time, so not too serious at all.
Yeah, he seems like a fun dude to be around. I also just spoke to another guy that trains at your gym, Grant Dawson. He's got a big fight coming up. How is he looking in camp thus far?
And that kid inside of training camp is just a monster. Like you're not. He will not let you like win around. He won't let you even get close to it. He puts everything he has to it. People don't understand how actually good that kid is. And he talked about being in the top 15 after this fight, and I believe he should already be there. That kid is an absolute savage, and I believe he'll be the world champion one day. I really do, and he has that mindset, and he's probably one of the guys who's in the gym most, training the most. He's always there, always training.
Yeah, I was just going to ask what you thought his ceiling would be, and you're saying world champion one day. Is he abnormally strong for lightweight?
He's abnormally strong for a 145er. When he was fighting 145, he's ridiculously strong for that. Now he moves up to lightweight, and man, I'm a strong dude. Like I'm a strong welterweight, but that kid's grip and that kid's just his grip with his conditioning and his strength. He's on another level. He's a monster, man. I'm telling you.
I cannot wait to see what happens in his career moving forward. I'm a big fan of his. Let's talk about this welterweight division, man. I was a little surprised, I got to be honest, to see Usman do what he did to Burns. I thought Usman was going to win, but I didn't think it was going to finish like that. When you look at his reign right now as champion, how good is he? Like comparatively speaking to like George St. Pierre, greatest welterweight of all time, like how close is Usman?
So George St. Pierre is kind of like my idol. I idolized him growing up this entire time in my MMA career. So to be able to compare him to George St. Pierre is just it's a little bit more difficult to do. But yeah, I mean Usman's good, man. He's beaten up the top prospects over and over again. So I think Burns kind of gassed himself out. So that kind of played a little factor in it. I think Burns got a little excited. They did a rematch. I really think Burns could kind of do a little bit better, but I mean, you can't deny the guy. He's I don't know what winning streak he's on. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear me. This car doesn't sound very good. But yeah, I don't know what winning streak he's on, but yeah, I mean, he's definitely up there. He's definitely like you can compare him to George St. Pierre, but I still think George St. Pierre is still the best welterweight there is.
If you could play matchmaker right now for the welterweight division, who would you be matching up at the top of the heap right now? Obviously Usman, being the champion, he kind of has been saying he wants Masvidal, but I mean, geez, when I saw what Colby did in that fight against Usman, I thought he was winning the fight until he got his jaw broke. How would you, if you could play matchmaker, how would you shake this up?
Yeah, Masvidal says he's getting that fight in September, which I don't know why. I mean, September's a long ways away. I don't know why it's so far away. I don't know if somebody's hurt or somebody doesn't want to fight right then. But yeah, Colby's good, man. I don't like Colby a lot. I think he's kind of a douche. But hey, he's getting his name out there. He's doing what he has to do. Yeah, I'd like to see them run that back to see who wins that fight again. But right now they got Usman and Masvidal together, and I'm pretty stoked about that. I like Masvidal, especially on a full camp. I'd like to see what he can do. James Krause is probably one of the best guys he's ever fought before, so pretty interesting to see right there.
Yeah, well, one thing's for certain: the top of the welterweight division, or literally just the welterweight division in general, is a bunch of killers. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens moving forward. All right, let's talk about this fight with Matthew Semelsberger. He's 7-2. He won his UFC debut, a UD win over Carlton Minus. What do you like about this matchup?
Yeah, I like the matchup. I like it because he's kind of a basic 1-2-3 type Muay Thai fighter. Good striker, really good pressure, big guy, athletic from what I can see. Used to play football, but to beat me, you kind of got to have something different. Like you got to have different setups. And I throw a lot of unorthodox strikes. You didn't get to see a lot of my striking in the last fight, but that's because I like to blend the wrestling and the striking together. I like it because we haven't seen a lot of grappling from him. We haven't seen a lot of takedown offense. We haven't seen a lot of takedowns from him. In the Minus fight, he had his chance to he took Minus's back, and Minus got out. So we haven't seen a lot from him. So I'm kind of intrigued to see where he is on the ground, and I'm kind of really intrigued to put him there and just kind of beat him up a little bit. I'm just happy to see what we can do, and I know my strengths coming into this fight are what's going to capitalize on this fight.
Do you envision a second straight finish for yourself here, or do you think this fight could go the distance?
Yeah, I can go either way. I'm predicting a second round TKO. I think I'll get him on the ground. I think I'll grind him out and then KO him in the second round. But that first round's gonna be probably a tough round. It's probably gonna be a pretty hard round. Kind of a lot of striking, a lot of just grappling to get him to the ground. But I think once we get past that first round, I'll get him settled into the fight and get that takedown again, and then go from there and just kind of beat him up quite a bit.
If you get this second straight win here and you're healthy, there's no injuries, how quickly would you want to get back in the octagon?
Man, I'd like to, at 70, I have no problem with that, right? Like I'd like to fight, every other month. I want to be in this game to make some money. I don't want to be in this game forever. So I'd like to fight every other month if that's cool with them, cool with the UFC. There are talks of me going to 55, so we kind of gotta take some time to go to the institute and take some tests to see if I can make 55, and then kind of make a decision off that. I know that my Kraus, my head coach, wants me to take the test and see if we can make 55, and then we'll kind of play it off that. Right now, we don't have any plans. We're just kind of we like the welterweight matches up that we've got, so those are why we've taken the welterweight matches. Other than that, we're just gonna see if 55 is an option.
How scary would you be at lightweight?
Skinny. No, man, I think it'd be a monster. I really think I'd be able to wrestle fuck people quite a bit more than I already do. It'd be quite a bit harder to make it down to that weight, but where I fought at 55, I fought at 60, I fought at 59, 62. So I've been around that quite a bit of times. So I know it's possible, but I think with my speed, my strength, 55 is definitely I'd definitely be a big savage at that weight class.
Well, it'll be interesting to see, I guess, what decisions you make here moving forward. Again, Jason, I appreciate the time. You can see Jason fight next March the 13th at UFC Vegas 21 against Matthew Semelsberger. Before I let you go, if there's anyone you want to thank, or if you want to plug your social media, the floor is yours.
Instagram, The Vanilla Gorilla. And I just appreciate you letting me come on here and give me your time.
Oh, hey, man, it's definitely our pleasure. Best of skill come fight night. Let's do this again soon.
Thanks, man. Look forward to talking to you.
This is All Access MMA.